Welcome back to another episode of Having the Crack.
We made it to episode 2, didn't we?
I know, just about.
It's kind of coming together a little bit.
It is. So today we'll talk about college life and difference between college life in Ireland, difference between college life in America.
Yeah,
Because
you kind of last week we kind of hinted on like you spoke about when you got to Arkansas for 6 months. So basically, you did like a semester, a little over a semester, right?
Yeah.
In college here.
No, just a semester, 6 months.
A semester. And so we started talking a little bit about me being at Bowling Green,
Where is that, by the way?
Ohio. If you look at Ohio looks like a badge. It's up here in the northwest corner.
Okay.
25,000 undergrad, and it was a good time. It was a state school, in Ohio. A good party school. It's a pretty known party school.
So a state school would be more like the party school.
Yeah, of course.
Than
Yeah,
a private school. Yeah.
they're easier to get into. You know what I mean? You don't have to be extremely smart to get.
That's how you got in there, is it?
Yeah, I mean, football helped for sure. But yeah, I got a scholarship playing football as a defensive lineman at Bowling Green, Ziggy. And yeah, I mean, amazing 4 years. 5. I redshirted. So 5 years, unbelievable time.
We talk about that red shirt and
Yeah,
crack
absolutely.
last time. All right.
No, I don't think so.
What is red shirt? Because to me, in Ireland, we don't have that red shirt. We don't have really full ride scholarships. It's...
Red shirt means when you come in, I mean, a high school is offensive line. A high school offensive lineman, if you're big, you're 280, 290.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but you're 315, but you're not strong. And you get in, you're going against grown men, basically. You know what I mean? You're like a kid going against men.
So basically, they want you to just stay for a year, bulk up, get your strength up. And then, so basically...
You get a year of experience
Gotcha.
and don't lose a year of eligibility.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
So you're redshirted. You're at your 5th year of college, but only your 4 years of eligibility.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. But I feel like that's only for American sports because, for rugby, when you go to college, you can play all 4 years. There's no, red shirt and none of that. But then again, there's not really any full ride scholarships like that. First of all, our fees, college, when I went to college in 2011, I think the fees were only $2,200 a year. Now I think it's only $3,500 a year.
$3,500 a year
to go to college. And I got a grant because my mother earned under a certain amount. So they basically paid me to go to college. So they gave me a grant which covered the fees and then paid me every month to go to college. That's the government. That wasn't... That was the government. That wasn't the college. I didn't get any scholarships to college until I came to America.
Paige, she coached at American Heritage, right?
Yeah.
High school right here.
Yeah.
Down West Delray.
Yeah.
$32,000 a year to go to that school. It's
a high school.
It's K through 12. So K through 8th grade, I think, is 30,000 or 28,000, and then it's 32,000 a year, freshman to senior year.
Man,
you guys are going to college. That's crazy. See, that's where
that's retarded.
It's
that's
retarded.
stupid.
It's ridiculous. It's just...
It's a money scam.
It is. And you're getting basically the same education. I'm not going to say all public schools, but there's a curriculum that you have to follow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when you pay to go to those schools, you pay for the prestige. It's like when you go to college, Harvard, Yale, all the big, Ivy League schools. If you don't have a connection, even if you do have a connection, you're paying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have to be one of the smartest people on planet Earth to get scholarships there. So
that's
unless you play sports.
My one semester in Arkansas was $7,500. That was more than my 4 years of college in Ireland. It's not mad. One semester I played in college. It basically
Where?
Arkansas State.
What's it called? Oh, Arkansas State.
Arkansas State University, the Red Wolves. So basically, yeah, that was crazy. But college in Ireland, yeah. So basically, you're paying. So the first year, basically all 4 years, the fees were covered.
Yeah, I was on a full scholarship.
Which they don't even give out for scholarships.
So we was everything, books, food. But people take that like, oh yeah, like you get an education, but you only get a certain amount a day. Like the bigger schools, yeah, like the Ohio States and the Michigans, the USCs and Alabamas. I mean, they live like kings. You know what I mean? They eat like kings. They have a huge dining hall. Don't get me wrong. We had like a dining hall, but our dining hall was shared with the rest of the student body.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's not like we had like a person like they do. So
I did notice that when I was in Arkansas State, we were on scholarship for the rugby, and then the rugby girls had the volleyball girls, all the other teams, right? We were all in the main cafeteria, right? And I mean the food, you wouldn't give half the food to a dog. It was cremated. It was terrible. It was so shit.
But you look what you pay. Like, was that a part of your tuition or no? Is that like
yeah. The food was included in mine, but I think I technically paid for it. We paid $7.5 a semester, so food was in. I don't know if it was included or not.
Oh, you're talking about at Arkansas State.
Arkansas State. Oh yeah, in Ireland, no, nothing's included. Regardless, none of that. No one's getting full ride scholarships and food's included or anything like that. So I noticed.
I mean, like when you pay your tuition, that's just for the schooling. That has nothing to do with, that's like
that's it. There's
books too, right?
Nope. You pay for the books also.
So then, what in total are you paying? It's not $3,500.
Oh no. So if you pay the $35, I didn't have to pay. If you pay it, then you'd have to go buy your books.
I didn't have to pay it.
I don't know because my mother earned under.
So like, what's an average? So again, it's $7,000 roughly.
The books are only a few $100s.
Oh, see, that's where the scam's at because the books.
Yeah, but we didn't get like you had to pay for your accommodation, you had to pay for your food, but you just didn't have to pay for the fee for the college. And if you did, it was what $3,500, I think. But I noticed the difference in the sport. So when we were in the cafeteria with everyone else, and this is in college, Arkansas, the footballers would come in and go into a private room at the back, and they'd have prime rib, they'd have like everything cooked to perfection. Then we'd have the fucking leftover burnt bits, like the brisket would be straight fucking grease, oil.
The rugby players.
No, all the volleyball, all the other sports. The only boys I remember going in the back room were the footballers. They got the nicer food.
You got to explain to them when you say football. That's not American football. It's soccer.
No, I'm talking about, the guys who go in the back room.
Or the soccer, but
no, the American footballers. You're the one getting confused.
I keep thinking you're talking about.
No, I'll say soccer. I'll say soccer if I'm talking about soccer for the Americans.
And Arkansas State wasn't even that good
at football.
That's the thing, yeah. No.
The year I was there, I think they did good for whatever fucking
whatever conference they're in exactly.
Was it Sun Bowl?
Sunbelt Conference,
yeah.
And they just moved up to Division I. They were in Division I before.
When I was there, they were Division I. In 2015, I went in 2015. They were Division I.
When I was there, so I was.
Man, you're old. So you were back what? It was
2010. 2010. Last year.
Last year, man, I was at least.
Let's go back. Let's go. Hold on. Let's go back to Ireland. No one cares about Arkansas State or that fucking weird ass podunk college. It's like seriously, I hate Arkansas. Let's talk about Ireland for a little bit. Like I think people want to know. I think they're intrigued by that country. Like today, we were talking earlier. Are you looking on your phone? I was looking on my phone. It's a big country for having
a small population,
5 million people.
Yeah, so Ireland.
That's crazy.
Ireland only has literally has 5 million people, around 5 million people. When I was leaving, I think it was like 4.5.
You were like, yeah, there's only 6 cities. And I was like,
there's 6 cities: Cork, Dublin, Galway, Limerick, Belfast, and Waterford. I think that's it. Yeah, that's all the cities. And then where I went to college in Sligo, it was not really. It was more like just a big town, technically the smallest city in Ireland, but no one called it a city. So yeah, so basically there's like 30 million Irish descents outside of Ireland. And there's only 5 million people in Ireland. There's more Irish people outside of Ireland than in Ireland.
Because you leave.
Everyone
you gotta go make.
yeah.
You can't make money.
All my best friends are all in fucking.
Is it extremely poor?
No. It's a first world country.
Yeah, I know that, and I understand that, but why leave then?
Just more opportunity. Country's technically small. You're saying it's not really a big country. Like, it's an island. You can fit Florida. You can fit Ireland in Florida.
No, you couldn't.
You can fit Ireland in Florida. That's how small it is. Go on the map and compare Florida to Ireland. You can literally put Ireland in Florida. And yeah, everyone.
There's what, 12 million people in the state of Florida?
Probably. Sure, Palm Beach County, Broward, Miami probably has the same population as Ireland, I'd say.
Facts. That's crazy, I guarantee.
It's ridiculous. So anyways, what were you asking me about Ireland? Yeah. Going to college in Ireland was fucking wild. It was insane. So cheap. You're looking it up. You see it there?
That's not there it goes.
There you go. At least to fact check everything.
Absolutely. He's a liar, bro. He's
I'm not a liar. If my facts are wrong, don't be hating. I
don't know.
Zoom out.
No, I did. I still think landmass wise, they're about the same.
They're about the same.
You said you could fit it inside.
You could fit it inside.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's get this right.
Now,
Florida is slimmer.
Yes.
Florida is slim. You can drive across Florida in 2.5 hours from coast to coast.
It gives.
All right, Ireland to be from the coast in Dublin to like Achill Island. You're probably talking
point to point.
4 hours, 4.5 hours.
What about
maybe.
from north to south?
North to south might be, I think, 8 or so, maybe.
And yours is wider, but
ours is wider, but it wouldn't be longer.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. There's more landmass there, and it's 11 hours to cross.
Go from top to bottom.
12. Like 11, 12 hours.
But here's the other problem. When you hit the countryside, so just to get to the point of Ireland, you have to go around like this, up around the mountains to get there. Like, you can't just go straight. Where in Florida, it's a straight road, basically, going all the way top to bottom.
Ah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So if you
how high up mountains?
I don't know. Our mountains aren't that big. Like, they're
a couple thousand feet.
Oh, jeez, maybe.
Hey, like, know your country, bro. Know where you're from.
We don't. Our mountains are like hills to you.
Mountains are hills. Not out here in Florida.
No, not in Florida, but anywhere else.
The biggest hill here is a dump site. Like, literally, it's the dump places.
So tell me about. I just cracked it in there, huh?
Man.
Guys, so how was college?
Having a crack.
No, you're saying it wrong.
I know what it means.
By the way, if anyone doesn't know what crack means, why the podcast is called Having the Crack, I feel like we'll have to explain it on every podcast. Crack means, crack in Ireland is spelled C-R-A-I-C. It means, if I say to an Irish person, well, what's the crack? It means, like, what's happening. If I say, how was last night? Oh, it was a good time. They'd say it was good crack. I mean, it was good fun. It was a good time. It was shit crack. So that's where we came up with the podcast name, Having the Crack, because we're here having a laugh. Well, he's shit crack, but we're here having a bit of good crack. So anyways, how was college in America? What's your overall experience of college in America? Tell me the madness. Cool.
I mean, I can't.
I can start you off.
I can talk about, roundabout stuff, but go ahead.
How I can start you off is, how we think of college in America is watching American Pie. So carry on from there.
Yeah,
how is college? Tell me how college is to an Irish person.
I mean, American Pie is a great movie. Don't get me wrong, but American Pie is not even college. They're high school.
Oh, are they?
Those are high school. That's what I mean. American Pie is high school kids.
Really?
Yeah, that's not college.
Stifler didn't go to college?
They go off to college, but when they're in high school. Stifler's mom. Yeah, and then the second one, I think, it was the second or third one they go off to
Oh,
college.
so either way, they end
second
up
one,
in
yeah, they're
college.
back like their summer. No, the second, I don't know. That's not even college. Like, okay, for example, I'm from a town of 3,000 people, Bluffton, Ohio, right?
How many black people? Like two? You was the second person?
I mean, yeah, I mean, basically, it's like, I don't know, there's more now, but back then I was the only black person in my conference in sports, like all the schools around. But I mean, there's a city of like 40,000 people called Lima that was 20 minutes away. But I remember going to college my first day. When you're like on move-in day, it's called. You have move-in day, right?
Yeah.
And the like fraternity houses back then were on a street in my town called Wooster Street. And Wooster Street was kind of like the main street.
Like Worcestershire sauce.
No, like Wooster, like WOOST.
Wooster.
Yeah, Wooster, like Wooster. And that's like the main, it's like a main street there. And you're driving down these frat houses. They'll be out, everybody will be out partying. Like they're back, they're back from summer. And everybody's, I don't know, 100 people in the yard, right in the front yard, just partying away. And signs, they have these big signs hanging from the windows. It was like, thanks, Dad. Thanks, dads. We'll take care of your daughters from here. Or like, don't worry, your daughter's going to be safe with us. Like, I'm talking 20-foot by 20-foot signs, spray painted on. And I just, it was funny at the time, which I remember you're laughing like, what? Like, looking back now, I have a 3-year-old daughter, you know what I mean? Like,
your daughter's going to go to college. And you're going to be like, remembering that shit. I'm sure I'll be there eventually too.
Ready. Yeah. Like, imagine just dropping your daughter off at school and being like,
You
see ya, honey.
These little bastards.
Yeah, you're but it is what it is. It's one of those realities you got to accept. I mean, because if it's your son, you're like pounding the rock saying, everybody, have fun.
You better join that fraternity that has that.
Talk to me about everything. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
tell me how it is.
It's just crazy how you look at it. I mean, it's one of those things, though. It is what it is. Like,
so how was your first party?
I had to go up there in the summertime early. It was the first year in like the NCA. We did our classes. So I took 2 semesters of summer.
So that's one thing
before the freshman year of school started.
That's one thing we don't do in Ireland is we don't do, well, actually in Europe, I don't think, we don't do summer school. There's no summer college. You start in September and you finish in June and that's it. None of this bullshit of summer school.
I mean, I don't know why it's bullshit. It keeps you occupied, keeps you going. And it's another way for them to make money.
That's exactly.
That's what it all is. Like, that's more realistic in Ireland, 3,500. Like that would allow more people to go to college and get an education and not have to rely on sports or being a minority or
and the
whatever.
grants.
Whatever else it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the grants that help you.
Yeah, but even then, you can apply for these grants and stuff, but there's millions upon millions of people applying for the same grants. You know what I mean? And so, I don't know. I just think they could definitely, and listen, I remember, and it's crazy because we're on full scholarship, so a lot of that stuff that regular students had to go through, we didn't have to, like, you picked what classes you were going to do, and that was it. We had, like, aides and stuff like that helped us through the process. You know what I mean? And stuff like that, tutors and stuff. So, like, I mean, I just remember one time I saw one that was like, I had to take like these these little requisite classes. Not a requisite class. It wasn't a requisite class. It was like, what's those classes called when they don't matter to your major? To what you're studying, like
Gen Ed, the general education.
Yeah, the general education stuff in bowling. I could take a bowling class.
Yeah, they made me do them.
$800 to take that bowling class. All we did was wake up.
Bowling.
All we did was wake up, and bowl 2 games at 8 a.m.
So
And all you had to do, your grade was based off attendance.
bowling.
And I gotta be. It was 8 a.m., buddy. Back then, I was not waking up early.
Bro, so when I went to Arkansas State, all right, so in college in Ireland, like 19 hours is normal. Like you go in at 9 o'clock in the morning, you could be there till 6 or whatever. So like full schedule of classes every day. I go to Arkansas State and I'm sitting there with whatever the fuck you call them, the advisors or something. She's like, all right, pick your subjects. So I'm like, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. She's like, whoa, that's too much. I was like, 1, 2, 3, 4. I've only 3 classes. She's like, yeah, that's enough. I was like, what? She's like, oh, you only need like a few hours a day. I was like, what? I don't have to be in there all day. And she's like, no. So then I realized the classes are scheduled around sports, basically. I was done at 1:40 every day. And then I go straight into the pitch, then I'm training. Like, it's all scheduled. Like, you're always done early because if you're an athlete, it gives you time then to go out and play and, like, do your training and stuff.
Did you play rugby at Arkansas State?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
I don't know why.
I'm on rugby
I
scholars.
didn't even know that was a college sport here.
It is just not an NCAA.
I'm joking. I knew it. Bowling Green actually had a really good rugby team.
Yeah, never
That's
heard
why I
of it.
learned. That's why I learned. After every game in college, you guys get together and drink a keg, or you drink at the other person's rugby house. Correct?
Yeah. Same here. So, like, if you play in a team here, they have a social after.
That's what I mean. Here in the
drink
States.
with
Yeah,
it.
here in the
Yeah.
States. Yeah. I went to. I didn't ever go watch the game, but I went to one of the rugby houses parties. We actually got into a fight with the rugby players. Our football team did.
Yeah, the year I was at Arkansas State.
Smoked them.
All right, okay. Whatever.
Facts are facts.
Whatever you say. I'm not going to deny it.
We would have done the same thing in Arkansas State's rugby team.
Probably. We didn't have the biggest team. Our biggest lads were all the South Africans. 80% of the team was South African. And some of them were
So South Africa is like where rugby's huge.
South Africa, Ireland, New Zealand, Australia.
New Zealand.
New Zealand is, yeah.
So New Zealand has that one guy that is massive. That's like Samoan.
No, Samoa has a team and they're all fucking massive. Okay, let me tell you about. Right.
Wait, Samoa and
The teams are Samoa, Tonga, Fiji, New Zealand, Australia, South Africa. Then you'll have in Europe, France, England, Ireland, Scotland.
who's number one? Who breeds the players? Like
who breeds the best of the best? My opinion is no, New Zealand. But you know what New Zealand does? Like Australia and other teams in Ireland have a few too. They will take a lot of the Fijians and Samoans and bring them over because a lot of them countries are poor, or a lot of them are poor. So they will go for a better life to New Zealand or Australia.
It's like here in the States. You grow up in the hood.
Yeah.
You can find it,
So you look at the New Zealand team, half of them are fucking Fijians and Maoris, or Samoans. Not Maoris, sorry. Samoans and Fijians. And you look at some of the Australian boys, a lot of them would have come from Tonga maybe, or Samoa. So yeah, you will get, because them boys are fucking massive. Huge. So there's a famous family called the Tuolangis. There's 5 brothers.
I've heard that.
They're
did
massive.
one of them play college football? Did one of them play football?
No, over here. No, you're thinking of your man Jordan that plays with who the fuck does he play with? Huge motherfucker. He's
6'8", the 6'8" guy.
Massive. He's from Australia.
Yeah.
But yeah, he played rugby league. So rugby league and rugby union are slightly different, but he's massive. But yeah,
You know which big guy, the big tongue or guy I'm talking. He catches the ball and he's fast too. Like
it might be one of the Tuolangis. They're all fucking big and fast and catch a ball. And then the Fijians are fucking big bastards too. Fijians are big but slimmer. The Samoans are more smaller and stockier, but just animals. They just fucking destroy you. Massive.
So while we're on the topic,
I know where we're going with this.
I want you to explain to everybody, to all of our American viewers that are American football fans, You said that rugby players are tougher than American football players.
I never said that. You just said
absolutely said that because we wear pads.
You do wear pads.
I know we do. I know. It's being smart.
So rugby, for people who don't know much about rugby, is like
no one does.
Okay, let me explain. So shut the fuck up. Rugby is like American football without pads. All we wear.
No, it's not. No, it's not even remotely close. It's not even remotely.
Did you ask me a question?
Yeah, but you started off with the wrong answer.
All right. In my opinion, would you like to ask me in my opinion, or is it the technical facts from my cream? In my,
I mean,
rugby. The easiest way to describe it to someone who doesn't know, it's like football in a sense.
Backyard football.
Backyard football without pads. All we wear is a mouth guard. And most lads don't even wear a mouth guard, or what do you call it? We call it gum shield. You call it mouth guard or
whatever. Mouth guard. You're right. Mouthpiece.
And everybody tackles. So everybody basically plays offense and defense. Everybody tackles. Everybody catches the ball. Everybody runs with the ball. Everybody passes the ball. It's not like football where a lot of lads only have certain positions to do certain jobs and that's it. And but rugby is a continuous flow. It's 80 minutes, so 40 minutes continuous flow. Every time the ball hits the ground, the game doesn't stop. It's not stop, start, stop, start. It's just straight endurance, physical, fucking hitting each other. I'd love to have seen. What I can say, listen, I respect American football. I'm getting into it. I like it. Your lads are fucking massive. You freaks of natures. Like we have big boys. We have big boys, but you have bigger boys. Like
and athletes, like
because it's all explosive. But you got to understand, it's a different style of playing. It's like if you play a different sport, like basketball, you're running up and down on the pitch. Football, a basketballer is not gonna train like a footballer. Explosive power, fucking boom, boom. Just it's a different style of playing. For rugby, we need more endurance because, like, you're a big boy.
It's more like soccer.
Exact, in the sense that you're constantly running. Just think about the big heavy guys. I don't know whatever the fuck position is. If you expect that guy to be if he plays rugby, he needs to be able to run for 40 minutes before he's getting much of a break. So you're not going to put him through training where he's just powering off the line, running 20 yards and stopping, boom, all explosive training. He's doing more endurance training. It's a different style.
So the guys are still going to be, you take a 320-pound guy, he's going to be 280, 290. And they can, but that's what I'm saying. These big guys' endurance is crazy.
It is, but they're going,
especially with the speed of the game in NFL now. It's like,
yeah, but when they make a play, they stop. When they make a play, they get a stop.
When there's a no huddle offense, it's back on in 15 seconds.
All right, rugby, there's no stopping.
You guys also sit like a little pile and like hug each other for a while. Like it's not like you already said it. You're not exerting, but some of these you're like jogging around.
You're
some
tackling.
People stops when people are in the scrum and no one does. You stand on the side waiting for the ball to come out.
You're telling me about rugby yet you've never watched the full rugby game.
I don't need to watch it. I'm talking about what's going on from what I see. You're right.
All right.
And you know
Let
why?
me explain it to you.
Hold on, real quick before you get upset and offended.
That's what you're.
No, you absolutely are. You guys do stand around a little bit though, because you guys are all in the scrum when it's going on. So there is people standing. It's like in soccer. There is people standing around.
There's people standing around for a short
period of time. So it's the same thing. Just because the game doesn't stop, the game's not stopping. It's just a 15-second break.
Explain this to me.
So you tell me soccer players.
Why are we being soccer players?
It's the same thing. We could talk rugby.
All right, well, shut the fuck up. All right, let me finish.
Tell me shut the fuck up.
You asked me a question. Let me finish it. You're just getting off the subject.
I'm not. I'm just talking.
Obviously, there's parts where people stand around, but in American football, you make a play, right? Say they make a play and the ball gets turned over. Then that whole fucking whatever offense, defense goes and sits in the bench and chills. Or they make another play, they're stopping for a while. Rugby, you make a tackle, you got to get back up and fucking keep moving. Make another tackle, get back up and keep moving.
How does the subbing situation go? How do you rotate players?
You can only sub out players when the play is stopped and you call the ref.
When does play stop?
The play can stop if
So,
there's a foul
when
or if it goes out of
someone
bounds.
scores, when someone scores.
Someone scores. Yeah, the normal thing. I'm not saying rugby players don't fucking stop and walk around at any point.
Why are you getting upset?
I'm
asking
trying to
you
explain it
questions,
to you.
But you're mad.
Because you're not letting me finish.
Because I want to interject and
All right,
ask
go on,
questions.
interject. Go
I'm
on,
just
listen.
I'm trying to understand as you're explaining. You're going through it. I just want to understand.
Okay.
So you do stop though and start in your own way, is what I'm saying.
If there's a foul like there is in football, yes. If there's a score like there is in football, if it goes out of bounds like there is in football, yeah.
And you rotate players, so you
No. You can only rotate once.
So you can't come
If
back
you
in.
take me off, like I can only come in. So say my position is prop.
Right.
It's a technical position. If you sub me out, I'm only able to come in if that guy gets subbed out and there's no backup. That's the only way you can come back in.
So how long are the games?
80 minutes. Basically, I can bring you in and out of a game in football as many times as I want. Is that correct?
Yes.
Football, and rugby, you can't. You can only bring them back in once, if even, and that's it.
So that's good. I didn't know.
So if you
That's like
imagine
a
you're
soccer,
the big
it's like a mix.
imagine you're the big guy who's just ran around for 80 or 40 or 60 minutes, just saying, and you get subbed out and you're fucked. And then the guy who comes in for you gets fucking injured again. He used to go back in and he's fucked as well. So that's it. So you can't. It's not like unlimited subs or rolling subs where you can bring them in and out as much as you want. That's not how it is. So that's where you need that endurance.
Endurance. So again, that's
Endurance.
It's like a combination. It's like a combination of soccer and football. It's really what it is.
The soccer is only with the continuous flow, yes, but the football with
The subbing's at the exact same one.
and the soccer, yeah.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. So what else with rugby? Listen, American rugby, I can't say, and no one can deny this. Rugby players are better tacklers than American footballers overall. Man, this blows my mind. I'm watching the NFL. I'm seeing guys getting paid millions of dollars to fucking tackle people. And they're doing this, let me finish. They're diving in. They're just jumping out of the way, not actually making a full hit and wrap and take them down. And you're getting paid millions of dollars. If this is rugby, you miss 2 or 3 tackles, you're gone. You're getting taken off the pitch. You don't miss tackles, and if you do, you better fucking make the next tackle. Football, they're not even properly tackling. Some guys, yes, some guys are absolute great tacklers and nailing people, but overall, you take all however many players are on a pitch, all of them boys are not tackling properly, where they're hitting and wrapping and physically taking you down.
And so in every other aspect, then American footballers are better.
Huh?
Better athletes, hit harder.
Who said that?
I'm saying that. I'm asking.
So that's your...
Well, that's you just made your opinion on the tackler.
I'm just talking about the tackling technique.
That's not a fact, though.
Tackling technique?
It's not what fact?
I've never said it was a fact.
It was your opinion,
You're
so I
getting
was
so
giving.
defensive.
I was giving my opinion like you were giving yours.
Listen, overall,
so if I say, okay, you're better tacklers,
we learn how to tackle properly. I went down training last year, right, down in Boca. We went training, and I think the under 10s were there, American football team, practicing tackling. I was actually I was disgusted to see how they're coaching these young lads how to tackle. The 2 of them are lying on their back. They get up, they come around and run into each other, fucking head on. Just head on into each other. It's like 2 headless chickens hitting each other. There's no technique. They're not showing them. If the one guy's coming high, you turn your head to the side, you drop your shoulder, you hit and you wrap them and take them down.
You're also talking.
Think about how much better football will be.
Let me explain. You're also talking about some random U10 football team.
All right.
Who knows who's
NFL.
Who's coach, who's dad.
I can count how many times guys actually tackle properly in the NFL.
Stop.
Bro, let's next game. I'll sit down with you and I'll have a notepad and pen, and we're going to take note of how many missed tackles we see in a game. And I guarantee you will be mind blowing. And then we're going to watch a rugby game, and we're going to count how many missed tackles are in a rugby game.
I'm not watching a rugby game.
Because you know
I would rather watch paint dry.
Because I would prove you wrong.
I would rather watch paint dry.
You just know you will see missed tackles.
What's crazy to me is what position do you think you would play in American football?
I don't know. I don't even know all the positions in American football.
But from what you do know, where do you think you would fit in at?
I don't fucking know. I don't even know. And again, I'm small. I'm not that big. I'm not that tall.
I'm just asking you where you would fit in. Like, what position would you play?
I can't even answer the question because I don't even know.
Running back?
No, I'm not that fast.
Linebacker?
Am I not too small for that?
But you're a great tackler. There's small linebackers.
I never said I was a great tackler. Hold on.
Hold on. Whoa.
Well, when did I say?
You got to be technically sound because you play rugby.
I said.
And every rugby player can tackle perfect.
I never said that.
What'd you say?
I never said those words.
Okay, so
if anyone
in your own words, then please explain.
We're gonna edit this and replay it back, and if anyone has,
we don't need to edit it.
We're gonna play it back. Not edit. We're gonna play it back.
What'd you say?
I did not say every rugby player is a perfect tackler, and I never said I'm a perfect. They're better tacklers.
Okay.
Because they're taught to tackle properly, the proper technique.
Thank you. So again, to my point, you would be a linebacker because you're a proper technique and you know how to tackle. My thing is, when I've watched rugby, nobody jukes. There is no juking. It's like straight ahead running.
You're talking about like a side step?
Yeah, well, juke. Any step. 2 side steps.
That happens all the time in rugby. But you never watch rugby, so how can you say this?
I just started off and said, from what I've watched, it's all catching the ball and running straight ahead. Or a little side step out. You're not tackling people like we're tackling in the NFL. The people that are catching the ball, running the ball, I don't know what you're thinking. These people are the fastest, quickest people on planet Earth.
I'm not denying that they're the fastest and quickest people.
So, like, good luck. Absolutely. Good luck with your proper tackle. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. You're watching people tackle people on the fly of, like,
hold on,
speeds on the field that you wouldn't even understand. And some of these people are like 6'3", 240 pounds that run 4.40s.
Okay.
And can, like, you say okay like that, but that is freakish.
Okay.
I guarantee you, if you went to rugby, like you wanted to pull your proper technique, whatever, proper tackling stuff, if we went to 2 different games, your fastest person on any field wouldn't even come remotely close to the fastest person in the NFL or in college football. It wouldn't even be close. Second.
You're speaking all these facts, yet you've never, you don't actually know any of these rugby players. You've never actually watched rugby properly. You can't say that. You cannot say that.
I'm saying it as a whole.
How rugby's played. Let me explain.
Likewise, you didn't even know what a linebacker was, but you can tell me about.
Yeah, but I've watched many football games. You have not watched even one full rugby game. There's a difference. I can speak from what I've seen and what I know. You're speaking
from what I've seen and what I know.
You don't. What have you seen?
I don't have to watch a full game. I can watch clips.
All right. How many different fucking clips have?
And I've actually, to be honest, I've actually watched a straight game for like 15, 20 minutes. Back and forth,
style?
like a back and forth.
Sevens rugby.
I couldn't tell you. I don't know what it is.
Right. Nor
do I care.
It's hard to explain. You 15 guys in a row, in a line, across the pitch, right? All side by side, stretched out in the pitch, attacking the opposition. In football, from what I got, when you give the ball to the running back or one of these big motherfuckers who goes to run, he's getting the ball and he's kind of like picking a side or like whatever, running through, but If we took the likes of one of the big Samoans right, and put him up against one of your big running backs who whatever fucking,
it wouldn't be. There's an offensive lineman there.
To do
He
what?
has to. And here's
But
the
it's in his
thing,
way.
here's
But
the
if you put
thing.
them one-on-one against
But
him,
your biggest people are Samoans and people from New Zealand.
yeah, you have
and
you
tell
bigger
me,
guys. For
we
sure.
have those same guys in the NFL.
Yeah, but they're not doing them positions. They're not putting them positions to just line someone up and fucking go and tackle them.
Yes, they are. That's what they play. They play on the defensive line.
So a lot of them Samoans are playing in positions where they're chasing down a guy.
Yes.
Okay.
And getting blocked. Vita V. He's the best. He's the best.
Right, okay.
He's one of the best defensive linemen. But they're getting blocked by offensive linemen.
Okay, the blocking shit. See, there's no one blocking. You can't block someone
What's
in
a
rugby.
scrum?
A scrum is where 7 guys against 7 guys pushing to win possession over the ball. After
So
the
then
scrum,
that's what an offensive line and defensive line is.
but that's only one
it's
play.
five-
That's a certain play. But the scrum is not all the time. You can have you only have a certain amount of scrums a game. It depends if there's fouls. I'm talking about if we're all attacking you, one of your guys cannot stand in front of you to block me from getting at him. That's obstruction. Then there's a foul. There's no blocking in rugby. That's the other thing. So if I'm running at you, right, and you've the ball, one of your guys can't block me, can't like come in and cut me off or like fucking push me out of the way or anything like that. You can only go for the guy with I can go for the guy with the ball, and no one can fucking. If anyone gets in my way to stop
I'm
me,
gonna come. I'm gonna come to one of your rugby practices.
Fine, see.
I'm gonna go do it.
He needs to come and see.
I'm gonna show him.
You come down and train with me, absolutely.
Sure
I
exactly
haven't
what
played
it is.
in a year. I'll go back playing. Just if
You'll
you
come out of
decide.
retirement.
If you're gonna come down
You'll
and
come
play,
out of retirement.
absolutely.
Thank you so much.
I can't wait to nail you and just humble you. All you need to be done is
I don't
humble.
need to be humbled.
You're gonna be humble.
You should. You're the proper tackler. So
I never said.
You didn't say that. You didn't say you were a proper tackler. Did you say that?
I said we learn how to tackle properly.
So you're a proper tackler.
If you want to phrase it as a proper tackler, now there's a lot of times you mightn't make a proper tackle, but you at least try and make a proper tackle. Where the American footballers just fucking jump into each other and dive into each other. No rapping.
I don't think you
You
realize.
have to- that's your thing.
Here's what I don't think people. You don't realize the speed of the game out there. You don't realize how fast everybody's moving.
You don't realize how fast rugby is too. Watch a video, right? There's a guy I want to show you, right? And I want to show you, he's small. And you want to see juking and sidestepping and how quickly this guy moves. He's from South Africa. His name is Cheslin Kobe. Have a watch of him. Maybe now I might. Oh yeah, I want to watch it now. So you should have watched it
right
earlier.
now. Why can't we?
All right, we can do it right now. So you watch your man. How big is your man Antonio Brown?
Okay, we're not. That's not.
No, I'm just asking.
I
a
know.
question.
I don't. 5'8", 5'9".
All right, okay. And what was
He
your
might-
man?
he
What
might-
was,
he-
what was
he
the
actually
big
might be
dude?
smaller.
What was the big dude that used to from the Raiders? What was his name? The guy get the ball and he just fucking bombed through everyone.
I mean,
Here, give me this. I'll get up Chaz and Kobe.
who you would think? Who you're thinking of is Devin Hester would be like a kick
that's-
returner. He would catch the ball and just go.
Oh, Marshawn Lynch, not the fucking guy.
Marshawn Lynch ain't quick with Juki. No, I wouldn't.
He was just more straight line.
Yeah, strong. I would say.
Actually, you know what?
I would say. I mean, like Barry Sanders. I'm gonna go old school with Barry.
So,
Barry Sanders, you're not. I don't care who you are.
so you don't care for the guys that are like small but just in and out
That's
of
Barry
people.
Sanders.
So you like the guys that are small that
I mean, I just like good football players, and just like at the end of the day, you probably can't find this guy on YouTube.
the guy I'm looking for. You got Cricket Wireless here, do you?
Yeah, that's what it is.
And nothing's loading. All right, here we go.
Take time.
All right, I turned off the Wi-Fi. I gotta. Here we go. You gotta watch this.
Tell us what you think about our new twist on soft.
I'm so sick of these fucking ads.
That's it. But anyways, back to college. What position were you, and how did you play? And how come you're not in the NFL, or like, did you ever get close to it, or what's the story?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I was a defensive lineman, so I played on the D line that tackled. You know what the D line is, right?
So you were.
Hold on, before I start, let's see this. Before I start. Yeah,
Let me
let's see this.
can probably show you a few scores. So for everyone's wondering, this boy plays for South Africa. He's a winger. He's I don't know how tall he is. He's not that tall whatsoever, but he is a fucking animal. That's him tackling. Now see, he wraps proper good tackling, right? He's watching one of the best rugby players in the world from South Africa. Rapping as fuck. So they won the World Cup 4 years ago. The Rugby World Cup is this year in France. South Africa beat New Zealand. And Cheslin Colby single-handedly just fucking destroyed the English team. He, like, as you call it, juke 5 players. These are all videos of him now.
He's pretty fast, man.
But I want you to see him taking on a lot of players.
So how much do these guys make?
Like, yeah, they don't make. He'd make a couple of $100,000 a year, but like none of these boys are making millions. That's the problem. There's not a lot of rugby. There's not a lot of money in rugby like there is in football. They like would he say if his career ends right now, he'd have to like get another job. Like, he wouldn't be set. But give me that for a second. I want to show you something.
So my college career, man, I had to listen. I mean, yes, I was very good. I had got.
Were you cast as you know when you're coming out of high school, did they give you a rating or something like that?
Oh, I was a
recruit
3-star.
So what? And there's 5 stars the high.
Yeah.
So you're 3-star, okay.
Out of high school. Some of them. One of them had me at 3 Rivals, because Rivals had just started back then. They had me at a 3-star, and then I was a 2-star. It was called the Insiders. But I mean, yeah, I had a good career, and then I got in trouble back then smoking weed. I failed a drug test my summer going into my senior year in the springtime. So my NFL dreams were over then.
Because you got caught smoking weed?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep. And it's crazy, you know, a few years later it becomes legalized, you know what I mean? It's crazy. He's not doing any of that. But yeah, that's basically what it is. Definitely could have, but you get in trouble, you get back.
Well, that's illegal tackle, by the way.
That shit is stupid. I was more impressed. I mean, look at the guys he's tackling now. Like, come on. Look at these.
He's always gonna hate.
I'm just saying, but look at the dudes that he's tackling.
That's fine. So, anyways, your career ended because of fucking smoking weed.
Mm-hmm. Crazy.
That's crazy. So, how many years was this in? How many years were you already in college?
This was my senior year, 2009.
And were you up for maybe getting drafted?
Oh yeah. I mean, I would have definitely played for sure.
That must have been.
It was hard.
That must have fucked with your head, didn't it?
It did, yeah, big time. It definitely sent me down a path.
Did you like expect to get drafted? Like we're told, like did you have like were you speaking to NFL teams?
Yeah, scouts had started coming in. We was in spring ball. I specifically remember the Saints. I was talking with the Saints. Cardinals was in there watching me. So I mean, because you like I said, you put all this time in your whole life, and then to have someone else. Again, listen, I broke the rules. I can't take that away. I can't sit there and be like, but at the same time, it's a medicine now. It's a medicine now.
That's what I always thought when I went to college in America, and I'd see all these. First of all, I lived in the dorms with the American footballers. Jesus Christ, I never seen men as big as in my life.
Big dudes.
Big motherfuckers coming.
And athletic, explosive, fast, can jump.
And I'm looking at them going like that. Arkansas State is a dry county and a dry campus. And yeah, you're obviously not a smoker or anything. And I'm thinking like, I never thought everyone was fucking smoking. And I'm like thinking, like, you're playing, and like after this semester, you could probably be in the NFL making a couple of million, or the NBA boys or basketballers, whatever. And I'm like, if you get caught once, and I think the year I was there, I think one of the Arkansas State boys, now someone would have to check it, got caught smoking weed in his car.
But it's stupid. Like, it's like
fucking gone.
But because of that, they can just end someone's life, like a whole career, because smoking in a car. Like, come on. Like, some of the stuff's ridiculous. Don't get me wrong. All the other stuff, the drunk driving, I get.
Well,
that's a different story. But smoking weed in a car, or being at a party drinking, and the cops coming in and giving people underages, it's like everybody in the country drinks underage. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, why would you, as a cop, want to ruin that person's career for being at a party and catching somebody drinking underage? It's just like, get a life. That's just what it's at.
Every Monday we used to look on the county jail records and see all the freshmen.
The bladder, everybody. Yeah, it's funny.
I'll tell you a funny story. Right, when I was at Arkansas State, one of the girls on the tennis team, she was from Australia, and it was Halloween, and some of her friends from Australia came over, right? And we won a night out, and everyone was dressed up like fucking Halloween gear. So we all go to a frat party in Arkansas State, and this fucking mad bastard, after walked home, right, thinking it's fine to walk home, like any normal international person would think it's okay to walk home, right? But we didn't realize if you're walking home drunk in Arkansas State, you'll get arrested. So this poor fucker was in a costume. He had no phone, no nothing. Gets arrested, right? The next morning, no sign of him. 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, no sign of them. We thought he'd pulled a girl. I think it was like 2 o'clock. They were like, all right, there's something wrong. Went down to the jail. The poor bastard was sitting in the cell for hours. He had the only number he knew was Australia, and with the time difference, he couldn't fucking get a hold of anyone, I guess. So he sat in the cell all day, all night. They arrested him for drunk and disorderly. He was like, what the fuck? And he couldn't do that. That's
again, that's, like Arkansas, one of those states, a dry county. Like, it's not a dry county. It's not dry.
Listen,
but they
nicest people. Some of the nicest people I ever met.
I don't care.
I love the people down there. They were great people in Arkansas. I just wouldn't go back there again. Just to call
but they were so nice. So why not?
People were. I don't want to go back to Jonesboro.
Go to the local diner and get a bite.
I got a good burger. That's what you get.
Talk to Billy Bob and say what up.
You say, how y'all doing?
Hey, buddy, how you doing, man? Hey, Caleb, how's Florida doing?
They couldn't understand a word I said.
What's they doing down south?
I spoke so fast. Like, if I was in a frat party, so yeah, get to the frat parties and the parties. When I used to go to a party in Arkansas State, no point in trying to talk to a girl, because I was just straight off the boat and fucking, and they're looking at me going, what? And I was like, well, how's things? And they're like, what?
How's things?
Because they spoke so slow, and I'm like, they're like, what are you saying? And I'm like, what do you mean, what am I saying? And they're like, what? Man, I remember going to a drive-thru, because every fucking block was a fucking fast food restaurant. I've never seen more bigger people in my life.
Oh, it's disgusting. It's disgusting.
A Baptist church and a fast food.
Don't get me wrong, good food though. Like,
great food. So we're in the drive-thru, right? Trying to get a burger, and I'm like, can I get a double cheeseburger? Blah blah blah. I was like, what? I was like, can I get a burger, please? Couldn't understand me, so they had to translate for me. We drive around to the front. And all of the staff came to the window to fucking have a look at me, because they were like, they didn't know what the fuck was happening. I was like, they were like, where y'all from? And I was like, Ireland. They were like, you got black people in Ireland? And I was like, nah, there's only 4 of us. Actually, no, there's only 3 now because I left. And they were like, what?
They believed it. They believed it.
Oh man! So I remember in the library, and the girls beside me were on Snapchat, and I was like, "What's that?" They're like, "What's what?" And I'm like, "What are you doing? Like, why are you taking pictures of yourself?" And they're like, "It's Snapchat." I was like, fucking with them. I was like, "What's Snapchat?" And they're like, "What?" They're like, you don't know what Snapchat is? And I was like, no. The fuck is that? They're like, where are you from? I'm like, Ireland. They're like, do you not have this? And I'm like, no. And they're like, you got the internet? And I'm like, yeah, dial-up. You know, plug it into the wall. They're like, you still have dial-up? They're like, you don't have Wi-Fi? And I'm like, what the fuck is Wi-Fi? Funny times.
And it's crazy because people, but they don't know. They have no idea.
I told them we drove tractors to school, fucking sheep shaggers.
Sheep shaggers. You guys shag sheep for real?
That's my uncle.
Y'all do that too?
The best I ever heard was I was in New York, did a summer bartending up in Larchmont, and there was another guy with us, and these girls were like, why are you here? And we were like, and he was like, because we lost the fight to our fathers. She was like, what? He was like, yeah, when you're 21 in Ireland, you got to fight your father to be man of the house, and if you lose, you have to leave the country. And they were like, what? He's like, yeah, you gotta fight your father, and then if you lose, you gotta leave.
We lost the fight to our father.
The smart one to go, so what happens if you win? Oh, my dad leaves, and then I'm man of the house.
What, do they believe it?
They believed it.
That's wild.
Oh, man. Funny.
We lost the fight to our father. You know what, though? Most people would believe that. Unless they've been there. To be honest with you, I might even be like, damn, for real. You just gotta fight your dad to stay.
And the guy who said it was like fucking 6'6" and fucking, that'd be 300 pounds of muscle.
So they're probably like, who in the
They were like,
fuck
what kind of fucking dad have you got?
God damn.
Oh, man. It was so fucking funny. Oh, Lord. But anyway.
It's time to wrap it up, I think.
I think so, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
You know what, though? This was good. It was a good segue.
I learned about college in Ireland and college in America. The difference. And a bit of rugby.
Yeah, for sure. Next episode, I think we're going to talk more about our careers in Florida, how we got here.
Exactly. And we're definitely going to have to bring in an NFL player.
Oh, we can.
And a pro rugby player. Or someone who is very knowledgeable in rugby. And we're going to have this debate.
I love that.
And I'll let you, if you want, you can do the NFL player and you, just me, and then we'll reverse it, and then we'll have everyone together.
100%, we can do that.
Yeah.
Like a round table.
We'll get a round table, rugby versus NFL.
You guys actually get to talk to
rugby versus
you guys
football.
get to actually talk about to like real athletes. It'll be good experience for you.
So, hold on, I didn't hear that. What?
Oh, you heard it right. No, your plugs are working.
All right, over and out.
All right, y'all. Making a crack.
We're having
a crack.
You'll learn one of these days.
All right, y'all.